Yeah, this is not even close between the two. This is borderline embarrassing. Today I will pit OpenAI's Sora against Google's Veo 3 in 11 entirely different scenes to find out which is the better tool for creating the footage that you have envisioned. That will be an important part of my toolkit going forward, so I hope that both end up as powerful and viable options for the future. So let's jump right into the first comparison. You can see the exact prompts on the screen going forward, so pause the video if you like, but basically this is a scene playing in a nightclub with people dancing to electronic music. I really like the angle, and as a frozen frame this looks really good, especially the lighting. The movements are very unnatural though. The camera keeps moving back and forth and unfortunately gives it away immediately. And as you noticed, the video has no sound. Except for some artifacts, this looks very good. Veo generates a sound, and in this case it fits the video really well. Even though Sora captures the prompt's vibe better with the dark lighting, this is way more usable than Sora's generation, which is why Veo wins this one. The score is 1-0 now. Let's see if Sora performed better in the other clips, but let me tell you right away that I couldn't believe how different the two AIs performed throughout this entire test. Now comes the scene with an old fit man standing on the top of Mount Everest. This looks very artificial, otherwise it's alright. The handheld movement looks pretty good. This looks extremely artificial too, otherwise it's also alright. Not great, but not bad. This is a tie, giving each of them 1 point, so the score is 2-1 now. But the next test is going to be way more one-sided. This is about a video editor working at night in his high-rise loft with a view onto downtown Manhattan. So right away the keyboard placement is unrealistic and the hoodie texture looks unrealistic too, in my opinion. Otherwise it's pretty decent. I especially like the blurry background. This looks even better, except for the fact that the screen does not really show an editing program. Otherwise, this is extremely usable with the nice and blurry background, the hoodie texture, subtle movements of the editor, and the moody lighting. Veo hands down beats Sora here, so the score is 3-1 now. This comparison is really starting to get interesting. Now we have an Asian woman boarding business class and taking a seat. She is wearing underwear underneath her trench coat, which is really weird because my prompt never asked for this. The plane's interior looks okay on the first glance, but looks stranger the longer I look at it. This video is absolutely unusable, and I hope that Veo did a better job here. First of all, this video has no sound, which is really weird. The aisles seem to be almost perpendicular to each other, which is even weirder. And finally, the male flight attendant disappears after opening the overhead compartment. I never expected this, but Veo does this scene as bad, if not even worse than Sora, which was already unusable for me. Honestly, no one gets a point here because both were really bad. The score is still 3-1. Luckily, the next videos had some really impressive generations for us. Now comes a close-up of a barista pouring milk for a cappuccino. While as a frozen frame this looks really decent, as a video clip this falls apart unfortunately. The coffee seems to be moving by itself and it does not interact with the milk at all. This would honestly not be usable in my opinion, or only if I really have to. While the sound is not perfect here, the video itself is really impressive. The way the coffee interacts with the pouring milk, the reflections on the polished surface is absolutely brilliant. Honestly, this is not even close. Veo destroyed Sora in this one and the standing is 4-1 now. So far, Veo has been the better tool, but Sora destroys it in one aspect actually. You see, what makes a great tool is not only the quality of the generated content, but also the limits to its usage, and there are huge differences here. While both support 720p footage, Sora lets you create unlimited 5-second clips, while Google's equally expensive AI Pro subscription only allowed me 3 generations per day, albeit at 8 seconds per clip. And this is something Veo will have to fight very hard to make up for because this limit is painfully low considering I'm paying $26 a month. So the question is, does Sora make up for the so far at least worse generation quality with its unlimited usage? For me that depends on the next video comparisons. This shows a woman standing on the balcony of her Miami condo at golden hour, looking down at the city and water. This looks okay-ish, though a little uncanny. In a pinch, this could be usable though. Yeah, I prefer this one over Sora's video and by a lot. It looks photorealistic and is exactly what I had imagined when I wrote the prompts. Veo wins again, rising the score to 5-1. This is getting pretty embarrassing for Sora and the next comparisons might make it even worse, I'm afraid. Here we have a scene with a desperate student in the library realizing he's not going to be able to learn everything. The student here looks kind of creepy and not desperate at all, and his hair moves in a very weird and unmotivated way. At least I do like the lighting in this clip though. Again, the hair moves in a somehow unrealistic way, but the clip is much more usable than Sora's creation. You can see the desperation in his eyes, which is really impressive. And what I find funny is the flickering in the lamp, which looks like it was powered by a candle. Again, Vio wins, making it 6-1. And at this point, I wonder whether Sora will even win one single comparison. Next, I generated a scene in which a chef is cutting onions in a Michelin star level kitchen. I really like the look here, but what he is doing does not really look like he's actually cutting onions because his hands are held way too high for him to be doing that. Still, it's a promising start and maybe Sora can finally claim a point. Yeah, not going to happen. Vio looks even better. And everything is more realistic. The people behind him, the kitchen, everything. The sound fits really well too. It is 7-1 now, with 3 more scenes to come, which I'm really looking forward to compare. Now a lady dressed in a yellow raincoat is desperately running for a cab while the rain is pouring. While I really enjoy the look and vibe of the footage, it is missing the rain, and the lady's movement makes it absolutely unusable. This one's not perfect, because it does not really make sense to be holding the newspaper when you have the hood up, but this looks so much better than what Sora did. It is 8-1 now, and we have 2 more scenes for Sora at least to claim some points back. Now a puppy greets its family as they are coming back home. Yeah, this is unusable again. Not only is the family not coming back home, but the generation of the puppy failed so horribly, it looks like a prop out of a horror movie, to be honest. Yeah, this is not even close between the two. This is borderline embarrassing. This one's not perfect by any means. The couple is already inside and they look a little uncanny, but otherwise this looks so much better without the weird shape-shifting. Also, the dog seems to at least be doing what I had prompted, namely joyfully greeting the couple. It is 9-1 now, so let's check the final and, in my opinion, most impressive clip. An old man is thinking deeply about something he's concerned about while he is sitting in the cinema. This looks uncanny, but I think it is a usable clip if edited properly. Wow, this looks like a real shot, and it captures what I described in the prompt almost perfectly. That is a clip I would very happily use in a project. Even though Sora did generate an okay clip this time, Vio demolished it again. So what does this mean for the initial question? Despite the crippling limits, I'll be using Vio 3 going forward and skip Sora at least in its current state, and I think you should too. The quality difference is unbelievable, and I'd rather have a couple of brilliant usable clips instead of unlimited, mostly unusable ones. If you use entirely different AIs to generate videos like Kling or Runway, I would love to know how your experience has been with those and whether they are a decent alternative for Vio 3.